Self-governing schools such as this one, Farhang School, are a refuge for immigrant kids who couldn't make it into public. Musavi, the principal and founder of the school, will tell us in a moment.
In 2015, fortunately, an order was issued that Afghan children can study in government-funded schools with Iranian documents. This order was executed well for 2 or 3 years, and the majority of children were able to go to schools. The first year this order was issued, we had 500 students, and roughly 300 of them were able to move on to public schools. But in the years that followed, unfortunately, conditions became more difficult. Other challenges existed. For example, Afghan immigrants lived on the outskirts of the city, in areas where a large population of Iranian children lived. In these areas, we still have schools that operate in double shifts. This is because of the high population of kids.
It's a valuable effort. The school sets the foundation for kids to carry on to public schools, and if they choose, university. And some of those university graduates have returned to train new students in what was their own early school and chance at a better life.
The special school for Afghan citizens operates under the same auspices as Iranian public schools. It is not separate, meaning we have received our operation license and we are regulated. We accept any Afghan immigrant child and educate them until their families are able to solve their Iranian residency problems. We are a bridge for children coming from abroad, where they become socially accepted and familiar with Iran's educational system. Also, this system is a transition point for those migrating to Iran who will join Iranian society. They become familiar with the culture, language and books.
I got to talk to some of the kids and a parent who labored to put his son through school in Iran to see him take up medicine in Afghanistan. The school appears homely, with kids happy. They've turned up to register for the new school year beginning with autumn, 23rd of September.
I thought there was more peace of mind here, maybe because they teach us better here. In Afghanistan, there was not a lot of peace and security. For example, some cities experienced explosions.
My mother brought us here because there was no stability and security in Afghanistan. Also, she thought the educational system in Iran is better and there is peace here.
It's a very good country with nice people who are friendly towards us, but maybe some Iranians might not feel comfortable around us, but that's okay, it's their country and maybe that is how they feel.
As soon as there is peace in Afghanistan, I will return to my own country because Afghanistan is my country and I am more comfortable there.
We got to talk to just put his son through school here, we said. His aspiration was medicine and he took it to Afghanistan. But his legacy met with challenge.
I've been in Iran since 1989 and later got married and had a child. At the time, our child didn't have an Iranian national identification card, so he was not able to go to schools in Iran. We came to Mr. Musavi's special school. Our child studied at the special school for Afghan citizens for several years, and then we were issued a family visa. After that, we were able to send our child to public schools. We took the educational documents from Mr. Musavi's school to register our kid in public schools where our child was accepted and made high grades. After getting a high school diploma, our child took the National University entrance exam where they received marks that would allow them to study to become a medical doctor. But they told us that Afghan citizens were not allowed to study in Iran. So our child went back to Afghanistan where they completed 3 years of medical school that was disrupted by the Taliban.
Our principal's own sister is stuck in Mazar Sharif. That's closer to the Uzbek border than the nearly 950-kilometer border shared between Afghanistan and Iran. Still, she wants to come here.
My sister is over there with her 5 children. Before the fall of Mazar Sharif, she had begun the process of obtaining a visa to come to Iran. But unfortunately, the Iranian embassy there was closed. So now they are still there. But before the embassy closed and the arrival of the Taliban, Iran was expediting the visa issuance process. In this time, a visa that could normally take at least 2 months for approval was being issued in 3 to 4 days, so that people who needed to leave could do so. So the Iranian embassy was very cooperative and helpful with the situation.